The establishment of Pakistan, August 14, 1947. Pakistan emerged on the map of the world as an independent state on August 14, 1940. Punjab, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Province, Kashmir, and Bengal. The areas with the Muslim majority formed Pakistan, while the provinces and states with Hindu majority called India. The British transferred the power to the Indians and Pakistanis. A massive migration of 14.5 million people from both sides took place on this occasion because India was divided into two parts on the basis of Hinduism and Islam. 7,226,000 Muslims while 7,249,000 Hindus and 6 crossed the borders. As soon as the division of India was announced by the British on June 3, 1947, the so-called Hindu claims of being on good terms with Muslims were unfurled. In August 1947, they came at cross purposes with the Muslims overnight and started a holy of blood against the division of Mahabharat, the counterpart of the mother cow. The dynamite of 1,000 years. Hatred against the Muslims exploded and a massive number of Muslims was martyred in their homes, streets and areas. Muslims were followed on the ways to Pakistan. The ladies were kidnapped, dishonored and succumbed to death for the penalty of being Muslims. The biggest migration of the world took place on bullock carts, trains and on foot. The nights facilitated the torturous journey to Pakistan when the days became the fanatic murderers of Muslahs and Muslis. The Hindus and Sikhs ambushed to murder the people with whom they used to live for centuries. 25. Ever Success General Knowledge Sard Book Bank, Lahore. Initial problems of Pakistan. The emergence of Pakistan, after a long and arduous freedom movement, was in fact a great victory of the democratic idea of life. The Indian Muslims happily and valiantly laid down their lives and properties to achieve a destination in which they saw the fulfillment of their dreams of living an independent life free from Hindu or British dominance. Quetta-e-Azam on the 15th of August, 1947 said, "My thoughts are with those valiant fighters in our cause who readily sacrificed all they had including their lives to make Pakistan possible." 8. Choice of capital. The first problem that Pakistan had to face was to choose a capital to form a government and to establish a secretariat. Karachi was chosen as the capital of Pakistan. Quetta-e-Azam took the office of the Governor-General. Liaquat Ali Khan was appointed as Prime Minister and a cabinet of experienced persons was selected. Arrangements were to be made to bring the officials who had opted for Pakistan from Delhi to Karachi. Though unfair boundary distribution, a boundary commission was set up under a British chairman, Sir Cyril Redcliffe. He misused his powers and handed over Muslim-majority areas like Gurdaspur, Firozpur and Jullunder to India, hence providing them a gateway to Kashmir. Quetta-e-Azam called it an unjust, incomprehensible and even perverse award. 13. The massacre of Muslim refugees in India on the birth of Pakistan. Hindus and Sikhs became more furious. In a planned move, Muslim properties were set on fire and they were compelled to leave Bharat for Pakistan with nothing but their lives. Millions of refugees were killed before they reached Pakistan. Many migrants were looted and had to be provided boarding immediately as they reached Pakistan. 4. Division of military and financial assets in order to embarrass Pakistan financially. India did a lot of dishonesty in the matters of Pakistan which were concerned with its benefits. Pakistan was promised to get Rs. 750 million, but the Bharat government refused to give. Pakistan received only 200 million. Pakistan also did not receive the due share of the military assets. This dishonest attitude put Pakistan into great difficulties. 26. Ever Success General Knowledge Book Bank, Lahore. 5. Canal water dispute. Most of the river flowing in Pakistan have their origin in India. In 1948, India stopped water supply to Pakistani canals to damage the Pakistani agriculture. However, on the 9th of September 1960, an agreement called Indus Basin Treaty was signed between the two countries. Share. Kashmir dispute. Kashmir dispute is the most important and unsolved problem. Kashmir is the natural part of Pakistan because at the time of partition 85% of the Kashmir's total population was Muslim. The Hindu Dogra rule, who was secretly with the government of India, declared Kashmir as a part of India. Pakistan has continuously insisted that Kashmir must get their right of self-determination, but due to non-cooperation of India, Kashmir issues still remain unsolved. 7. Constitutional problem. The Constituent Assembly failed to frame a constitution even in 8 years. Lack of a permanent constitution created chances of unscrupulous interference in democratic progress of Pakistan. 8. Annexation of princely states. All Indian princely states were given the right to link up with either of dominions. However, the fate of following states remained undecided. Junagadh. The Muslim Nawab governing Junagadh favored in acceding to Pakistan. But Indian government sent army troops towards Junagadh and occupied the state by force in November 1947. Hyderabad Deccan. Hyderabad Deccan was the largest and richest state ruled by Muslim ruler Nizam, who decided to remain independent. But pressure tactics began to be applied by Indian government and Mountbatten. India attacked Hyderabad on the 13th of September 1948 and forcibly annexed the state to India. No. Elect city problem. Due to transfer of Muslim majority areas to Bharat and unfair demarcation, electricity system of West Punjab was disrupted, because all power stations were at Mundi, a predominantly Muslim majority area, gifted to Bharat. But Quietism said. 27. Ever Success General Knowledge Book Bank, Lahore. If we are to exist as a nation, we will have to face the problems with determination and force. Pakistan came into being as a free Muslim state in quite unfavorable circumstances. It had no resources, it had to build up its administrative machinery from scratch. But supreme efforts were made by the Quaid-e-Azam and his colleagues to grapple with the situation. His golden principles, unity, faith, and discipline, gave way to Pakistan for a bright future of a strong and well-developed country. In his last message to the nation on the 14th of August 1948, he told the nation, "The foundation of your state have been laid and it is now for you to build and build as quickly and as you can." Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born on the 25th of December 1876 in Karachi, now in Pakistan, but then part of British-controlled India. His father was a prosperous Muslim merchant. Jinnah studied at Bombay University and at Lincoln's Inn in London. He then ran a successful legal practice in Bombay. He was already a member of the Indian National Congress, which was working for autonomy from British rule, when he joined the Muslim League in 1913. The League had formed a few years earlier to represent the interests of Indian Muslims in a predominantly Hindu country, and by 1916 he was elected its president. In 1920, the Indian National Congress launched a movement of non-cooperation to boycott all aspects of British rule. Jinnah opposed this policy and resigned from the Congress. There were by now profound differences between the Congress and the Muslim League. After provincial elections in 1937, the Congress refused to form coalition administrations with the Muslim League in mixed areas. Relations between Hindus and Muslims began to deteriorate. In 1940, at a Muslim League session in Lahore, the first official demand was made for the partition of India and the creation of a Muslim state of Pakistan. Jinnah had always believed that Hindu-Muslim unity was possible, but reluctantly came to the view that partition was necessary to safeguard the rights of Indian Muslims. 28. Ever Success General Knowledge Sardbook Bank, Lahore. His insistence on this issue through negotiations with the British government resulted in the partition of India and the formation of the state of Pakistan on the 14th of August 1947. This occurred against a backdrop of widespread violence between Muslims, Hindus and Sikhs, and a vast movement of populations between the new states of Pakistan and India, in which hundreds of thousands died. Jinnah became the first Governor-General of Pakistan, but died of tuberculosis on the 11th of September 1948. Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal, poet of the East. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was born on the 9th of November 1877 in Sialkot. He received his early education in his native town. He passed M.A. from University of Punjab in 1899. In that year he was appointed as a professor in Arabic in Oriental College, Lahore. He served as professor till 1905. Then left for London for higher studies. In London he received law degree. After that he received Ph.D. degree from Germany on his work in Persian philosophy. For that he is known as Dr. Muhammad Iqbal. Allama Iqbal was not only a great poet but also a great philosopher. He was well versed in Eastern as well as Western philosophy. He spent much part of his life in study of Islam. He also took part in active politics. He became member of Punjab Legislative Council from 1926 to 1929. He was elected president of the All India Muslim League Punjab. In 1930 he presided over the Allahabad session of the All India Muslim League. On this occasion he made a clear demand for separate state of Muslims in South Asia. He directed all his efforts towards achievement of this goal. Allama Iqbal was held in great esteem by Quaid-e-Azam. Time and again he took advices from him. Allama Iqbal died in 1938. But the Muslim state proposed by him came into being on the 14th of August 1947. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in Delhi on the 17th of October 1817. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was a great reformer. He belonged to a prominent family of the city. After completing his formal education, he entered service with the British East India Company in 1839. He rose to the position of judge in 29. Ever